Well, seems like the cheating brigade is over. I can go back to my normal round pen spot. Hello, I'm Saga. I've been Saga. If you know me, hi. If you don't know me, hi. Today we're going to be talking about Sox the Stallion, who you might know for being infamous on TikTok and Instagram for having a terribly behaved stallion named Sox.
What's up, guys? It's Quandale Dingle here.
After looking at their channel, I have a few takeaways. I think that Sox is very talented.
Be nice. I'm finding it. It takes you that long to find it? It does.
The owner really loves him. I also think she's fucking stupid, and I also think that he is one of the worst behaving horses I have ever seen in my life. I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, think that that horse has worse behavior than any horse I've ever seen. If you showed me that horse, I would
call the exorcist
and tell them that there is a demon on my property. Like, I'm being so for real. Whenever people call her out for having one of the worst behaved horses you've ever, like, fucking seen, she's like,
oh, it's just because he's a stallion. He's just a stallion.
No, Tanya. That isn't an excuse. Also, Tanya works in racing, which automatically means I don't like her on principle. Let's introduce our characters today. We have Tanya, the owner. We have Sox, the 20-year-old stallion who they claim to be a Hanoverian, but who does not look like a Hanoverian, nor is he a registered Hanoverian with any breeding program ever. Sox is a fucking menace to society. If that is the only way that I'm going to be able to explain it, then I'm gonna explain it like that. Sox is an absolute demon. And she's like,
oh, he's just a stallion.
No, he isn't. He's a terribly mannered horse because you allow him to be. And sure, your horse is maybe having fun being terribly tampered, but that's like letting a child get whatever they want when they beat you up. That's not good for them. And the reason Sox is so terribly behaved is because he's been treated like this for his entire life. Tanya hasn't tried to train Sox, and I can guarantee you the only reason that horse is still a stallion is because he's being used to be bred. Now, the problem is, he isn't even handsome. He's so ugly. He has terrible conformation, absolutely no fucking top line. He looks like a freaking parallelogram. He is so incredibly undermuscled. When I first saw him, I thought he was underfed. He's like a twig. It's not good for him, especially with the stuff that she's trying to do on him. She really does seem to love Sox, but the problem is, she does not know shit about horses if she thinks she's doing well. Not only that, but her 2-point is one of the most heinous and ugly things I have ever seen in my life. She does that thing that the male riders do in like the Grand Prix where they throw their bodies over, they separate their arms, and they just shove them over the neck. Her horse is capable of jumping high. He's very scopy, but the problem is he's incredibly undermuscled, and so it looks painful for him to do these jumps. While you can say she loves her horse as much as you want, it is neglect for her to let her horse behave the way he does, because one day he's going to hurt someone and he's going to be labeled as dangerous and then be euthanized. He's restless, he's bored, and it's because you are keeping him a stallion for no reason at 20 years old. My horse was gelded at the age of like 3, and he wasn't even mal-tempered, and he calmed down immediately. Like, he was so much more relaxed in the saddle, in the show ring, with his friends. He was able to be around other horses. Horse is disrespectful to you and to the people around it that are subjected to your horse's insanity. You are abusing your horse by not taking what is best for him into consideration and instead prioritizing your own personal profit. And that is horse abuse by definition. I don't want to hear the whole
Oh, but he's happy as a stallion.
He'd be happier if he wasn't constantly going between raging hormone fluctuations. Your trainer is also stupid. If you did half of the shit that you do with your trainer, with my trainer, she would make you start from square one. If your horse disrespects you in the saddle and on the ground in the way that Sox does, it is not only dangerous for you, but it is dangerous for your trainer and the other people who have to ride your horse or be around your horse. Your horse is a walking flight risk. Your stallion is a demon. You are getting away with it by saying, hey, look, here's a video of me doing 1.30 meters, and that's higher than you can jump, so I must be doing something right, and you must be doing something wrong. But that's not how it works, Tanya, because I don't care. There is someone out there watching this video where the highest they have jumped is a cross rail, and yet they still have a better connection with their horse, and they prioritize their horse's mental and physical well-being more than you prioritize yours. You haven't checked for other issues, like problems with sensitivity or trauma on the ground that you have probably caused by being such a shit owner. That horse tells me a lot about you. His behavior tells me a lot about you as an owner, as a person, as a member of society. That horse tells me everything and more that I need to know about you. I can guess that you don't have your life together because allowing your horse to do that is just a symptom of a disease. Allowing an animal to treat you like this, how do you allow people to treat you? You should not accept excuses of any kind for someone walking all over you, because that's just a narcissist pulling their favorite tool out of their tool belt. Okay? And you're going to get that from a lot of people, and you're going to get that from a lot of animals, but you cannot deal with the horse's bullshit. You will never have control over a horse. They weigh more than you, they have more muscle than you, and they could kill you if they wanted to, and that is a fact, and it is never going to change. So I'm not saying you need more control over your horse. What I am saying is you need a bond with your horse, where your horse respects you enough to let you lead them around, to let you fool around on their back, because your horse doesn't respect you, and that's dangerous for you and everyone involved. Because I know damn well nobody's owner or horse or creature of the night wants to be anywhere within 20 feet of Sox, okay? Your horse is satanic, and it should be a bond and combination of effort, and it shouldn't be you just flailing around over jumps, letting your horse do anything, because essentially feel bad for treating him like shit. He's not crazy because he's having fun. He's crazy because he's overstimulated, and he's stressed out, and he has too many hormones for his own good, and he's 20 years old already, and he's lived like this for a very long time. I do not believe, Tanya, that your horse just turns off his crazy. I believe that he is still dangerous around children. Whether or not he has been in the past, your horse is still a danger to children and to adults alike. He doesn't know when to stop because you have never told him to. I have dealt with mares that are really, really just bitchy, and it's just kind of in their blood. But instead of just letting them continue like that, I try to make things more interesting for them, and then they get calmer and more relaxed, and they listen to my cues better, and they listen to me better, because they look at me and they're like, oh, that's the girl who's really interesting. That's the girl who does stuff with me that I like. I'm gonna listen to her because she's always fun. And that's the problem, Tanya. Your horse is bored of you. He's very talented, but you are both holding him back and mistreating him. Alright, I'm gonna end it in Golden Hills today, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a bit of a rant video, but I feel very strongly on this topic of people that just let their horses fuck around. Like I said, he's gonna teach her a lesson someday, whether or not she listens from us.